How to wake up early even if you're not a morning person. The fact that I'm making this video right now feels kind of crazy, honestly, because not too long ago I could not imagine waking up before like 8 a.m. out of my own will. But despite all this, I've now been waking up at around 6 a.m. most days, and ever since I started waking up early, I feel like I've progressed a lot in life and I've just been so much more productive. So in this video, I'll give you a step-by-step system to start waking up early even if you're not a morning person. Back when I was in college, I was the type to, if I had a 9 a.m. class, I would set my alarm for like 8:30 and then end up snoozing till 8:40, 8:45, 8:50. I would finally like spring out of bed, get on my clothes and like run over to class. So if this sounds like you, I know exactly how you feel right now. And I always sort of chalk it up to just, not being a morning person. Like I function better at night, and I never really felt the desire to even try to start waking up early because I assumed it just wasn't for me. So the first thing that I sort of accepted is that no matter what, when you first wake up, you're not going to feel super high energy, and that's okay. I mean, maybe some crazy morning people do feel like super high energy as soon as the alarm goes off, but not me, and I don't think a lot of other people.
Morning everybody. Another bright day. Morning camera.
As long as we have a morning ritual that doesn't take too much brain power or thought process, we can take ourselves from that level 0 readiness, I want to crawl back in bed and go to sleep, all the way up step by step to more or less completely awake and ready to conquer the day. Step 1 is to set your alarm and place it across the room so that when it goes off, you have to physically get up out of bed to turn it off. And ideally, it's better to use, a physical alarm clock rather than your cell phone, but whatever you do, keep it away from your bed, because I know if you're like me, you're probably familiar with snoozing your alarm pretty frequently. And I got to the point where I'm pretty sure I could snooze my alarm without like fully gaining consciousness when it came off, because I knew exactly where it was, like right next to my bed, and I could just reach over, boom, snooze, snooze, snooze. Step 2 is to get your clothes out the night before, because I know first thing in the morning, at least I usually have pretty much zero motivation to think about anything. So if I don't have my clothes and stuff ready to go in the morning, I'm that much more likely to just go back to sleep. Next, make sure you have a bottle of water by your bed when you wake up so you can just quickly hydrate first thing in the morning. This will just help your whole body sort of come back to life. Then go to the bathroom and expose yourself to ideally some cold water. And this is where you can kind of vary the intensity as you like. I guess level 1 would be just kind of splashing water on your face from the sink. Level 2 that I sometimes do is literally just turn on the shower onto cold and like stick my head in there and, wash my hair or whatever. And then level 3 would be to take an actual cold shower, which I've been trying to do more recently, but obviously it's difficult. So at this point, if I started at like a level 1 readiness, I'm probably feeling like a level 4 or 5 right now. I'm starting to wake up. I'm still, kind of groggy, but I'm getting there. Next, I would just brush your teeth. Something about the mint flavor and I don't know, the action of brushing your teeth just helps me wake up even more. Then to really complete your wake up ritual, I would get dressed, head outside, and start getting some natural sunlight into your eyes, onto your skin, start breathing that fresh air, and that will really help set your circadian rhythm and get you woken up and ready for the day. And if the sun isn't up yet when you wake up, which has sort of been the case for me recently here, I would just turn on any sort of bright lights, turn on all the lights in your room. I've got some YouTube lights here that are pretty bright. And then once the sun does come up, obviously go outside and get that natural light. But I would still go outside for a little bit as soon as you wake up, even if the sun's not out, just so you can breathe some of that fresh air. The next step once you're outside would be to go for a little walk around your neighborhood. This is sort of optional. I haven't really been doing this, although I think I should start doing it because it'll get the blood flowing and you'll be kind of forced to get more of that fresh air and that natural sunlight into your eyes. But at this point, I'm usually feeling pretty good, like at a level 8 or 9 readiness. And if I really want to take a step further, I might, just brew a cup of tea or something and drink that while I start work. All right, so that's the general ritual that will help you start waking up early. But there's a few other important points I'd like to discuss to make sure that this plan actually works for you, and especially if you struggle with doing just about anything in the morning like I do. First off, do not check your phone at any point during your morning ritual. This is probably kind of self-explanatory, but once you check your phone, it's easy to get ambushed with thoughts and messages, notifications, and just get stuck in bed. So definitely avoid that. I do use my phone as an alarm. I have it set across my room, and as soon as it goes off in the morning, I get up and I just press stop and leave it there, and don't check it until at least after I've finished my entire morning routine. I also don't usually eat anything for the first 3 hours or so. So I've been waking up at around 6, and I usually won't eat breakfast until like 8:30 or 9. And this is just because digestion takes up so much effort from the body, and I need all the energy I can get in the morning. But if you do wake up feeling hungry, assuming you ate dinner the night before, I would just drink a bunch of water, because it's more likely that you're actually dehydrated, and that feels like hunger. So once you drink a bunch of water, that will usually help. I also personally don't work out first thing in the morning. I have in the past, and it will definitely wake you up, but I found that by early afternoon, I just feel completely drained. But it might work great for you and fit better into your schedule, so give it a try and see how it goes. Next, it's obvious that the earlier you sleep the night before, the easier it'll likely be to wake up early the next morning. But you also don't want to fall into the mental trap of being short on sleep, so therefore more, I automatically can't have a good day. Yes, sleep is important, and objectively, you'll probably feel better on 8+ hours of sleep than 6 or 7 hours. But don't look at the alarm clock before you go to bed and be like, uh-oh, I'm only gonna get 7 hours instead of 8 hours, therefore tomorrow's gonna suck. Also, if you have like an Apple Watch or a Oura Ring or some sleep tracker, don't check the stats first thing in the morning, because if you see poor sleep stats, you're gonna subconsciously think, uh-oh, I didn't get enough sleep, I'm not allowed to feel good today or have a productive day. It is still possible to have an amazing productive day on just 5 or 6 hours of sleep. Obviously, I would still generally prioritize getting more sleep, but it's not the end of the world if you're short on sleep for a couple days. If you're having trouble getting started, you can try just moving your wake up time 15 minutes earlier every couple days until you get used to it and hit your ideal wake up time. But you could also just try waking up early one day regardless of when you went to sleep the night before, and maybe pick a day where you don't have a lot going on, because it'll probably kind of suck, but you'll be so tired by the end of the day that you'll likely just end up going to sleep early and sort of getting on a good sleep schedule for waking up early. But it's really more important to aim for a consistent wake up time and just sort of fall asleep whenever you feel tired. And this is still something I'm trying to improve, and I haven't been able to completely push through to waking up at 6 a.m. like 7 days a week, because usually at least one day of the week I'll end up staying up late and then I'll be tempted to adjust my alarm or sleep in the next day, but I'm slowly getting there. As for choosing the time to wake up, I would pick a time that's early enough that you can get a good amount of things done while you're free of distractions and before your regular commitments for the day. And ideally pick a time that you could theoretically see yourself waking up at pretty much every day for the rest of your life. Like for example, personally, I don't see myself being able to wake up consistently before 6 a.m. I could maybe do it for like a week or two, but it's just too far before the sunrise, and I don't think it'd be sustainable in the long term. But once you give this morning ritual a try and start waking up early, I really think having a good, strong morning routine has the potential to really change the course of your life. But let me know down in the comments if you've tried some of these tips out, but you're still struggling to wake up early, then we can discuss and try to find the best solution for you. As always, do something today that your future self would thank you for.